So here we are back from Brands, and you'll know that we had an issue with the power steering, and this is our issue. Well, the power steering fluid ran out. We managed to clean a lot of it up at the track, but basically one of the hoses down here we think is split, and she's leaked all the fluid out, which obviously meant the pump ran dry. We then believe the fuse for the pump blew. I'm going to need to find the fuse for the pump, I don't know what it is. But basically my idea is just to get rid of it. So what the plan is, basically is find a spot where these two banjo bolts here, so these two lines, they feed the rack. So I'm going to find a suitable spot to loop those lines together. It doesn't look like it's leaking from the hard lines, it must be the rubber lines. So these are just hard lines coming out of here going somewhere. So yeah, we're just gonna find a place to loop those hard lines together with a bit of rubber hose or whatever, and basically just turn it into a manual rack. It also saves some space up here because we'll get rid of this. Obviously get rid of the pump, which will save a little bit of weight as well. So the first job is, well, I've got the car jacked up already, but we're going to get the subframe off again, which hopefully isn't too bad, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think I've got everything loose. Chucks underneath the subframe, steering rack's disconnected. I think it should just be a case of loosening the bolts, lowering the jack, and we should have the subframe out. So let's see. One subframe. So now, so you can see where everything leaked onto. But now we should have nice clear access for the steering rack and all the bits I need to get to. So that's the pump. This thing here is the pump. So we'll be losing that and then looping those lines together. So yeah, I'll figure out how I'm doing that and then come back. It's still a bit of a mess, but I think I've got it figured out. So that's the old pump and everything, and there's an old cooling fan for the pump and all that as well, so that's all off. It's quite heavy. I'd say it's easy 3-4 kilos in that. We'll wait later on and see how much we've saved. But here's the lines of the rack. Now I think what I'm going to do is, so this is like, I don't know which is high pressure or low pressure, I'm not sure, but this line here goes down, does a U-turn, comes back, does another U-turn, and then used to go into the pump. Now what I'm thinking is, if I cut it here, so it just goes down, does one U-turn, cut it there, and this one goes down, and basically just feed that, cut this elbow off it here, probably about here somewhere, feed that into there, so it's kind of like that. That'll be them looped, and then fire it back onto the rack, and then that should be everything looped then. Fill it with fluid somehow, don't know how. Hoping completely filled, but as long as there's something in there for a bit of lubrication or whatever for the seals, that should be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is just loop these together, stick it back on, and job's a good one, hopefully. But yeah, I'll give it a go, I'll let you know how it turns out. Right then, it's not quite how I imagined it, but I think I've got it pretty decent. So you can see this line comes down here. This bend used to come down this way, so I've basically twisted the entire pipe so that the bend comes up here, and then a bit of rubber hose. This is rubber hose from the reservoir originally, so it will deal with the fluid just fine. So that's tubally clipped at both ends onto the solid pipe, which goes back into the rack, and I've filled this as much as I can with ATF just to try and keep it lubricated, so everything's nice and tight now. So it's just a case of getting the subframe back on, and we should be good to go. Yeah, sometimes a bit awkward and heavy, but I'll try and get that back on, and hopefully this works.
Operation, how is the car without power steering?
So as you'll have seen, both Emma and I have driven it on the road. Seems okay, so hopefully it's manageable at the track. The worst bit is actually getting it. It's quite a tight turn into this driveway here. Worst bit is getting into there, but once you're rolling, it's fine. You'll also notice we're back on the white wheels. It's because our track day is at Anglesey in a couple of days, and we've been hearing a lot of people complaining about how it's just destroying tyres. So we don't want to destroy the 052s because they're not cheap. We kind of got these AD08 RS. We got these on those wheels when we bought them. So essentially got those tyres for free. So we'll use them. If they get destroyed, they get destroyed. It is what it is, but I think everyone will agree it looks so much better on white wheels. I really do like the look of it, better than black. But yeah, so next time you see us will be next video at Anglesey. So we'll see you then.